Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting a free ride from Mickey anymore.
Not if you work in a movie theater.
Not if you work in a movie theater, yeah. So this tweet accuses Disney of pure greed thanks to their new movie screening rules.
Yeah, apparently, I'm going to read the article, but apparently somebody on Twitter said that they work in a movie theater, and basically how it is now is, a lot of times you work at theater, one of the perks is you get free tickets. It's like comp tickets.
Yeah.
Well, Disney has I guess put the hammer down on that if it's one of their tentpole movies or even some of the re-release movies, that people that work at the theater can't get free tickets for the first 2 to 4 weeks because they're afraid of spoilers or hurting their bottom line or whatever.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. I think it's more about the bottom line than the spoilers, but there's been a lot of discussion about that too. Anyway, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. Over 267,000 subs. We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company for a number of years. We still have some people over at Disney we talk to. This is the first I've heard of their movie ticket policy, but I do know they've been cutting back on perks all the way around.
Well, I know that they've done weird things with theaters before, like when they had The Last Jedi came out. I remember that they were demanding theaters have to give them 65% the take. They raised their percentage. And then they were telling theaters that if they didn't run it for 4 weeks in their largest auditorium, that they had to pay 70%. So they've been doing this kind of shit before. They've gone after little mom and pop theaters or schools for not having the right license to run a movie.
Yeah, they've done that. They've actually sued daycares for putting paintings of Seven Dwarfs on the walls, and they're very, very weird about that. You're not allowed to put Spider-Man on your kid's tombstone.
I think that turned out to be not true. I don't know. But anyway, so they're talking about this. One employee went onto Twitter. And this is that Margaret Molly Raspberry. Okay. And she said, one of the perks of working at the cinema are free movies, except for Disney, which it threatens to remove its movies from the theater if an employee sees one of their films during opening month for free. We had to wait a month or buy a ticket to see a Disney film. Pure greed. And this led to a whole thread, okay? And I actually have some of those over here. So let me move over to my article on piratesandprincesses.net. So yeah, this is what she said. And then she said, and the reasoning was spoilers. Yes, including the remakes.
Well, they change them so much sometimes there are spoilers.
So we almost got into big trouble when one of the ushers got a free ticket to Civil War because we didn't realize that there was the no free tickets to a Disney film for a month at first. Disney apparently sent us a warning. They are petty as hell.
Disney petty as hell? Imagine that.
Now, there's conflicting on here. Some people will say that this is not true, but here's another person that agreed. Oh my God, same here. I worked for luxury theater for 3 years, and all the big Disney films, they'd either tell us no or would force our managers to take all electronics, and then they monitor our social media to make sure we didn't post spoilers. Mostly they told us no to watching.
I have a couple questions. One, what the hell is a luxury theater?
I don't know. Is that one of the ones where you can get menu items and all that? You can order food.
Dinner theater. Is that
they have theaters?
Alamo Draft House?
There's some big ones that you can order burgers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean I can see I think it's Alamo Draft House.
I'm assuming. But what was your other question?
The other question is I'm really torn on this because if the purpose of the movie theater is to generate revenue so the theater can stay in business. This would be like working at McDonald's and being like, why can't I eat everything in sight because I work here?
I think it's fair because they're already getting paid jack shit. They put up a lot of crap. Then one of the perks is always, for years has been you get, comp tickets and things.
I'm just sweeping the floors. I'm honest. I'm not watching this movie.
What's someone said? What, someone has to go into the theater because someone needs help? Does that mean that they're in trouble? Put
a blindfold on.
Yeah, help them with a blindfold. Now I get it because we know that for a fact that when they do things for media that they'll sometimes have you sign NDAs or agreements not to leak things. And with the Eternals, for example, people were spoiling the end credit scenes. And not that there was much to spoil for Eternals because it was a shit show, but they were spoiling things. So when Spider-Man came out, they were being absolutely ridiculous about everything. But the media waited to the embargo date on Eternals, and then they just let it fly about all the spoilers. and people were pissed. Disney was pissed.
Well, they did that with Doctor Strange too. I mean, they put spoilers in the trailers, and people lost their shit.
Well, that's because people were already leaking it.
They were already leaking it.
And with Spider-Man, remember the media only got to watch part of the movie?
Yeah.
Because they were afraid that they'd spoil it, so they only let them watch like the first half of the film. So they're being like ridiculous about this stuff. Somebody else, Disney threatened to sue the dinky little theater in my town that shows movies they check out from the library to people who can't afford real theaters. They don't do movies currently in theaters. They're not losing any money from this theater at all.
Well, okay, that's again, that's not just Disney though. I know that we were looking into movie screenings for a variety of reasons before, and I know you actually have to get the rights if it's a public screening, depending on the number of people there. You have to get the rights from the studio, and there are certain people you talk to get the rights, even if it's just, hey, it's our library is going to, open it up, because
there's subscription things too that schools can do. I think that you like run certain movies, you're allowed to use them. But I think that with the Disney ones, they're not included in that, or they're it's very expensive, and they go after people, schools for running movies for kids.
And I think what they're doing is they're trying to make sure you're not opening like a backdoor movie theater, because there are certain guidelines that you have to, I mean, if you're
PTO's doing. PTOs are running backdoor movie theaters because they're running a screening for Ratatouille for the elementary school kids for Christmas.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, clearly.
No, that's how they think, though. They're like, well, if you've got more than 10 people, it's, we need paid. So it's a thought process. That's so Disney.
Well, here's what you said. All the major studios do this. Warner Brothers even had a total discount ban on Harry Potter. It's worth mentioning that it's likely tied to the deal with your company's booking department. Yes. Disney have also done staff screenings of refreshments at my old place of work. And somebody asked, well, how is Disney going to know? How is Disney even going to know if an employee of the theater watched it? And then they mentioned...
Oh, they know.
They do know.
They know everything.
They said that the comp tickets usually are marked so that they know, So...
the chip in the base of your skull. That's how they know.
Their tracking device is shoved up your ass. That's how they know.
Rakakuni under your hat. That's how they know.
We're going to get that joke. Some are disputing it entirely. They're like, let's see it Monday of the weekend after release. Follows the pass restriction rules generally. Only Spider-Man had 2-week no pass restriction. Doctor Strange, we can see it for free on Monday. Yes and no. Cast passes generally have a restriction on them, usually 2 weeks, but Disney has been known to go a month. Star Wars usually.
Star Wars, a lot of theater owners were complaining, especially over The Last Jedi, that they had such like Gestapo, rules in place for Star Wars, and they were like, the demand's not there, especially for The Last Jedi after the second week, but they were like, yeah, you have to have it in so many theaters.
Right, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Well, this is something, too, they bring up a point. There's like, I think it depends on if it's busy or not. What chain do you work for? I worked for AMC for 5 years, and the policy was not to give employee tickets for any movie that was near sold out, might sell out because paying customers had priority.
Yeah.
Never heard this Disney thing or needing to wait a month. Just come when it's not busy. Because, the first, few days is usually booked solid, especially in cities.
Yeah.
So, that could be playing into it. This person, we worked at Alamo, we got a few of these employee screenings, like midnight or 8 a.m., but we couldn't get free tickets to general show times because of spoilers, and Disney would shut us down. It happened to a theater nearby.
This isn't any different, really, than how they treat their cast members in the parks, though. They're like, yeah, you can come, you can bring friends, whatever, as long as... it's on certain dates. We're not sold out. We're not, because paying customers do come first. Like employees, basically you could be seat fillers if we've got room, but paying customers.
And the thing is, you're allowed to go, if you're an employee, you're allowed to go if you pay full price of the ticket.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, but then I don't understand that they were about spoilers and an employee goes, they paid for it. If they say, because all the people that went to the first showing are going to spoil it anyway. Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
4chan is going to spoil it 6 months before it comes out.
The media spoils it as soon as the embargo's up.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, people are going to review it. They're going to, so that's not the issue. I mean, again, just our own personal experience looking into screenings and stuff like that. I do know that every studio has different policies. Disney is notoriously the most difficult. Everybody I've talked to, Disney is ridiculous, and that includes Fox films or anything like that. They used to be a lot more lenient with Fox, but I know a lot of theaters during the pandemic were trying to get classic movies to show classic movies, and every other studio was really easy to work with. They could get Ghostbusters, and they could get, Top Gun and all this stuff, and they were running old movies, and people were going and paying to see old movies. But then when it came to Disney or anything Fox related, they're like, hell no.
Yeah, because they got Fox, they put the kibosh on that. So yeah, it does come down to Disney is just notoriously difficult because they keep thinking that they're, because it's us, it's elevated.
Yeah.
You can't tax us on that name, but
it's
elevated experience. We'll charge you more, but you can't charge us more for the Disney name. And but I do believe that they said some people about having to sign NDAs to watch movies ahead of time. I believe that completely. I believe that Disney probably does have some kind of policy in place, about people not, and it's probably more to do about money than it is about spoilers.
Oh, I'm sure. Because, some spoilers actually would bring people to the theater in droves. I mean, like Spider-Man, once people found out that, all the Spider-Man were in the movie, then they're like, hell yeah, now I want to go.
Yeah, it was a rumor, but, until it was confirmed by people.
Yeah. And Daredevil, yes, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it was only on it for like a little bit. But still, I mean, Newsweek reached out to the different major cinema companies for comment at the time. I wrote this article. They hadn't responded. I don't expect them to because they don't want to piss Disney off. But I do know that, they were putting restrictions on it in the past. The Last Jedi, for example, was one of them where they demanded a much larger cut than they usually take. And then if you, not only that, you had to meet all these other demands or you were going to pay them more.
Yeah, they're just weird. I mean, this is par for the course. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They're hurting for money right now, so they're going to get worse about this sort of thing, I think.
Oh, here I didn't see this. A Disney spokesperson did say that it's not accurate.
It's not accurate. On background, I can tell you this is not accurate and that theaters set their own pricing and employee policies. No, because Disney's forced theaters to
do things before, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll people are going to come out and they're going to air their grievances with Disney.
But there were mixed responses.
Yeah, it was mixed.
That's why I tried to, in the article I wrote, I said, it depends who you ask.
Yeah, and it's not just Disney. We've seen it with other studios too. They're just, again, historically, they've always been this way. They're the worst to deal with. The movies probably cost the most, especially when it comes to Star Wars and Marvel stuff. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
And they've gotten to a place, they demand more and more from the theaters. Yeah. And if you want to run the tentpole franchise, since we own most of them, then you're going to meet our demands.
I actually heard there were some theaters that weren't running Rise of Skywalker because they were like, Last Jedi killed us because we had to have it in like 3 or 4 theaters and we couldn't run other movies, and it dropped off after the first week and they weren't running.
Right, because if you didn't keep running it, you had to give them 70% of the take.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just insane. Like, you're going to give us everything we want, and if you don't follow our rules, you're going to have to give us more money. And it's like, screw you, Disney.
Yeah, but they know they had theater owners over a barrel, and now since some of those franchises are on the decline, I think, now other studios can step in and say, we'll give you better terms, just run our movies.
Yeah, instead.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now he's just tasty, delicious, rotten flesh meat, which I can consume. Don't read into it too much.
Just like our museum, the cafe's open and Brewster is eager to serve. I don't think this was in the show. Run. Oh, you got splatted.
Oh,
she was begging and you kicked her in the face.
I don't care.
Hey guys, Squid King here, and today we're in a...
Not girl boss at all. She is not a material girl.
She is not. Oh, it's Christmas time here in your mom. Nobody wants to join your mom.
What?
Like, I can't even cook kid cuisine right. I would last about 2 minutes with Gordon Ramsay.
What? Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding from you.
Better.
Oh my God, you got the axe.
Walker, does this look like Steven Universe? Let me punch him. Well, I'm just here for the wax. Right where you belong.
Get in the dirt.
Well, that was a combination of events I probably shouldn't have put together. Anyways, let's open this bottle too.
Chica Pinata. Is that official?
Oh, no.
There's a bootleg.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Tool.
Let's make a farm.
Like and subscribe and buy my merch.
I mean, while you're here, you guys should really like and subscribe and buy our merch, all of which we have.
That is true. You can't run them carrying trash. You can get away with 1 F-bomb per PG-13 movie.
I wish I'd known that sooner.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this effer up.
Yes.